It feels so good to pick up the camera again, I'm not gonna lie. I was just sitting here doing some laundry and getting some house things done, which is nothing new, but I had a little break, so I thought that I would pick up my camera. Basically, I have one video that you're about to see. That video, that vlog was recorded months ago, but I thought it was important to post because it explains what's going on with Brett's shoulder. You'll see all that. I also had another like nightly routine, evening routine, I guess, video. I ended up just scrapping it because it was probably 2 months ago. So I'll just vlog again and make a whole new video, but I've needed to pick up the camera and post this little clip before I do any other vlogs to just kind of explain. I promised you I would explain where I have been because I've been very MIA. It's very weird to talk about like personal stuff, but I did want to share a little bit of what I had been struggling with a little bit. Maybe it will help somebody else basically. So long story short, you guys know that I struggle with anxiety. That's really all that it has been. Really last summer, my anxiety had slowly started to creep in, and I was really having a hard time trying to figure out why, what happened, like why it was being triggered. I basically I can feel it coming on. I know when a situation makes me uncomfortable, I can feel my anxiety start to get triggered. And so that is harder to calm it down. When I have anxiety about nothing, it's easy for me to just dismiss it. When it's something big or whatever, where I know that it's a trigger for me, it is harder for me to calm my anxiety down. So when it gets like really, really bad, I feel like in your mind, you feel like you're like spiraling it. Anxiety makes you overthink. It makes you overanalyze. It like your mind feels so chaotic, and unless you like experience anxiety, like bad anxiety, it's really hard to explain. But basically, last summer there was a lot of times where I was having a lot of anxiety, and when I have really bad anxiety, I shake like I'm cold. I never knew that that was part of it, and then now as I'm getting older, I'm understanding this is a trigger for me. This is why I feel like I shake like I'm cold. It's mostly my legs, and they shake, they like shiver, and my teeth chatter. And I remember over the summer laying in bed and my anxiety was really bad, and Brett like just put his hand on my chest and he's like, just breathe. I wasn't like having a hard time breathing, but his like hand on my chest and him like breathing with me just like it calmed me down. And so that's kind of where it started, to where I'm like, okay, I need to get this under control. And then in December is when it really started to be very present. And then last month, it got to the point where it was just truthfully unbearable. I felt like I was so chaotic in my own mind, and it was like every single situation, no matter what it is, every little thing, I was like over analyzing, overthinking, almost like create this sounds so like um chaotic, but it was like you almost like, because you're overthinking, you almost like create a fake scenario that's not even it. You know what I mean? Like it's hard when I can't give you an example, but basically my anxiety just got really bad. I felt like my mental health was really bad, and it was to the point where even cooking dinner felt like a really big task. And so I even brought it up to Brett that I do not feel like a good mom right now. I feel like the only thing that I can do is literally push everything aside, everything, including social media, my vlogging channel. I had to put everything on hold, and I just spent a month trying to figure out my anxiety, figure out myself. I've done a lot of like internal what's the word? Internal soul searching, trying to figure out, why do I have this insecurity? Why am I overthinking about this? Why do I react this way? And so really in this past month, I have really worked on myself and worked on my anxiety, and I feel I have better coping skills to work through the anxiety. I still have anxiety, I don't know if it'll ever go away, but at least now I have a better grasp of not letting it get to that point where I feel like my anxiety is spiraling. And then I start to project that anxiety on every, like my family and my husband. And so, um, ooh, I debated sharing this. Um, to me, it's not a big deal, but I don't know how other people will look at it. But I'm gonna share it anyways, just because I don't care. Um, I it got to the point where I'm like, okay, I need help. I reached out to my doctor, and so I was able to get on just an anxiety medicine basically. And so when I started taking it, it it helped a lot. It definitely brought my like all my emotions down. But then after taking it for a little bit, I realized that I felt too down. And two major things happened. Was waking up very depressed, and it was horrible. The other thing is that even Brett was making comments to me like, you're just so different on this medicine. You're not yourself. You're not your like funny, bubbly, jokey, sarcastic self. I felt very just like one-toned. And so I ended up calling my doctor again, talking to him. I switched to a different medicine, a different anxiety medicine, and so that's what I'm taking now. Made a world of a difference. The second I stopped taking that other medicine, I woke up and I felt like normal again. So um, I'm only sharing that for, it's scary to reach out, to feel like you don't have control over something. It can be very scary to reach out for help in that sense, because you're like, it's me, it's my own body, it's my own mind, I can have control over it. But sometimes you just hit this point where you need a little extra help, a little extra push, to help you get through things. And so that's kind of where I was at. So that is it. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm feeling like I am wanting to pick up my camera again. I need to do better though at communicating when I feel like my anxiety is maybe high and I'm supposed to be vlogging. I just need to do better at communicating that. I don't want to just like drop off the face of the earth for a month straight. I don't want to do that to you guys. But that is it. That is where I've been the past month. I am going to go ahead and push it into now the vlog, and then maybe the next video I'll kind of write down like some updates, things that have been going on. There's really hasn't been a whole lot of stuff going on. Brett is back to work, so I'm here by myself. I'm just kind of getting laundry and stuff done, but I just wanted to pick up the camera. Thank you guys so much for understanding. If you have any questions or anything, if you're struggling to, I always tell you guys to feel free to reach out to me, no matter if it's on Instagram. Instagram is probably your best bet because I really, really suck at replying to comments on YouTube. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for understanding. And here's the vlog from a month ago. Good morning, guys. I wanted to open up the video really quick before Brett and I get on the road. So about summertime, I think it was, Brett messed up his shoulder and he's not quite sure how he did it, but basically he feels like he can't move it past a certain point. He feels it like all in his neck, all the way down his bicep. He's like, it just feels like something is out of line, and he can literally turn his head and his whole neck cracks. And so he was thinking like, okay, it'll heal itself, it'll get fixed, that kind of thing over time. Well, he continued to work. He builds bridges, and so that's a lot of labor, hard labor. And so he basically fought through it, and it's been very painful for him, but he fought through it until he was done with work. And he got laid off in the winter time because you can't work when it's, the ground is frozen. And so basically he was thinking that taking the time off of work and having his shoulder heal and not being constantly used at work kind of thing was going to heal it. Well, it still is not healed. He said it feels a little bit better like when he just rests it for days, but then once he starts moving it again, like a lot, it goes right back to feeling painful. And so I finally scheduled him an appointment to a specialist, and so that is his appointment this morning. So We are both very tired though. Last night we stayed up until almost midnight just watching TV and having snacks in our bedroom, which that's like one of my favorite things to do. And so we are both very tired. I was up at 5, he was up at like 8:30ish, I think. His appointment is in a little bit, so that is what we are gonna go up to. Now I will keep you posted on how his shoulder is and everything, but I wanted to open up the video now before we get on the road. It's about a half an hour drive to his appointment, so I just need to get a jacket on, shoes on. This is a must this morning, and then we're gonna get going. Some x-rays, so she took down all his information, so we should be able to see what is going on with his shoulder here in just a few. We just left Brett's shoulder appointment. Basically, I was really hoping that we would see the x-rays that they took, but basically they looked at his shoulder, they took a couple x-rays of it, and they said that his rotator cuff is ripped and it's like splintered. And he said that normally when they see patients that have that, they're in their 50s, not in their 30s. And Brett has worked all summer. Oh, that's gonna keep going off. Brett's worked all summer with his shoulder like splintered. And I don't know what happened, but basically he has to go and get an MRI, see how bad it is, maybe get surgery, injections in it, and then probably have to get surgery on it. But we're trying to figure out, because he would have to take off like, I don't even know how much time off work, which is not doable. So that's another added layer of like stress to the situation, but we just kind of got to get the MRI and go from there. But I think both of us kind of had that like inkling that that's what it was, but we were hoping that it wasn't as bad. It's really hurting him now because they were having to like move his arm all around to like take pictures and stuff, but that's stressful.
Pictures and stuff.
X-rays.
Pictures,
selfies. All right, what are we doing now? Homeward
I'm going
bound?
to get myself something.
Going to get yourself what? Nothing but cakes?
A little something.
A little something? How do you know they're not open?
Because it's only 11:20.
They would 1000% be open. I see it. And actually right down here is where my mom and I had that sushi.
Told you they're not open.
There's people in there. They're working.
They were cleaning the floors.
LA tan? Do I need a tan?
I'm going to Shorewood Fitness.
Okay. Mr. Torn Rotator Cuff.
I'm taking you to Stacy's dog grooming.
Oh God. I don't know if I should be embarrassed that you bought me a whole cake.
Should it be that, or embarrassing that the old lady said that it serves 8 to 10 people? Oh, this one serves 8 to 10. I'm like, oh, I don't know if that's enough. Should we get the bigger one?
He looks at me, goes, 8 to 10. 8 to 10. Because he got this for me and Dalen. A whole cake. Well, I think that I deserve it.
That cake is sweating right now because it knows it's not going to make it into the middle of next week.
Probably not. I want to try crumble cookie.
I got snickerdoodle.
Yeah, you got snickerdoodle. You've never had that. Dalton is not really a big fan of these, like the frosting, but we did get him a chocolate chip one. Dalen usually gets all vanilla, but I think she'll like this too. And if not, more for me. Don't care. I'm kidding. We just picked up a steroid, but I'm pretty sure you have to take it with medicine. So he's gonna have to wait to take it, or take it with food.
You gotta take the steroid with medicine.
You gotta take it with food. So now, I think there's a couple right in front of that store. Yeah.
It's all handicapped. I mean, I should be, but I'm not.
So we are, no, not the one right next to the van. There. We are gonna go get his hair cut and his beard cut. No more people making comments that you're homeless. People, just that one guy at work.
One person made a homeless comment. One person.
I feel like I have a whole new husband. Can I call you a different name?
I'll call you a different name.
No. Never mind. You look good. You look really good. Like really good.
Yeah.
He also took me to eat some lunch because he was sitting there getting his hair cut, and I'm like, I am so hungry. My stomach was like sour. So we got his hair cut, we got the medicine, had some lunch, and I have to go get Dalton the day from school. You need to shower. I need to go get Dalton the day from school.
I don't need to shower. Don't make it people thinking I'm stinking.
You need to get all the hair off of your neck. So it is a couple hours later. It is 5:30. I don't remember last when I picked up the camera. It was such like a runaround kind of thing this morning. And then Brett and I got home. After we went out to have lunch, we got back home, hung out for just a little bit, and then he went with me to get the kids from school, which was a nice change. Normally I just go pick them up by myself, but it was like days like today when I get like a full day, even though it was like little piddly things, you know, his appointment and going to lunch and stuff, like, oh my gosh, I almost dropped this. Days like today, I really do thoroughly enjoy, because when he's working throughout the year, we don't get a whole lot of time together. So like spur of the moment days like this are much needed. And so it was just nice just to like hang out. So we went to go get the kids from school, came back home. They did the Bible study because I completely missed it yesterday. I felt so bad. Completely missed the Bible study with my mom yesterday, so they did that, and now I am about to cook dinner. I also did laundry, I mopped, I did dishes, what else? I don't know. I just came home because I was gone all day. I vacuumed, I did all of the like little piddly house things that I normally do in the morning. I did that, but I don't know if you guys remember a couple days ago, I made that, I took chicken tenders and I cut them up, and then I put that like orange chicken sauce on it. Yeah, it tasted like crap. It was horrible. Nobody liked it but Dalen. It's not that it was bad. I just did not like that sauce at all. It like tasted kind of weird. But I think if I did like a normal like teriyaki sauce, it would be fine. But anyways, tonight I'm doing the normal teriyaki stir fry that I usually do. All it is, I'm sure you've seen me make this before. It is ground turkey, stir fry, whatever stir fry. I get this from Aldi's. I use jasmine rice. You literally just cook everything separately, throw it in a bowl, and then throw teriyaki sauce on top. This jasmine rice, and then the Aldi's teriyaki sauce is bomb. It's really good. Ew, I'm not 12. I don't know why I said that. This is the Aldi's teriyaki sauce that I get. So since Brett and I had a late lunch, I'm not hungry, but I'm gonna make dinner for Dalton and Day whenever they're hungry. So they had no homework. So tonight is gonna be another chill evening, but I gotta start dinner. Dinner is done. I am not going to eat at the moment. I think it's like 6 o'clock. Brett and I are not hungry. Like I said earlier, we had like a really late lunch. Dalton had leftovers of what we had last night, that like chicken ganache thing. They're so loud. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today, and I will see you in our next video. Bye.